Alright guys, Tactical here back again today. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday so far. Today I wanted to talk about Clayster and this Domination glitch which has supposedly been going around over the last few weeks. Clayster talks about yesterday how in their most recent games, not exactly clear whether it was this past weekend at the Chicago home series where the Dallas Empire walked away with the victory, winning every single Domination on the weekend, or whether he's talking about scrims more generally. Some teams are supposedly using this respawn glitch in Domination to enable them effectively to spawn in quicker than you would if you had to watch out the 5-second respawn delay. I will talk about here exactly how this glitch can be accomplished to my understanding and why in my opinion it may be a glitch, but it doesn't really seem like something that could be strictly enforced. But I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. Thank you for 18,000 subscribers as well, greatly appreciated. Onwards and upwards from here. Let's first of all talk about Call of Duty challenges. The APAC one has just finished. Renegades end up winning it. The European one and the North American one are going on this afternoon, and this evening I'll talk about the results to that tomorrow. But you can find the finals at least live streamed on the Call of Duty League YouTube channel. But let's go on to this Clayster tweet right here. Been getting dom glitched on for who knows how long, and we've still been dominant on it. Pathetic. And you know, we get some interesting replies right here. So Arsties comes back and says, who's doing the dom glitch? Simp's like, you know, who is it, right? And you know, as I will go on to talk about in a second, I did have a look through the series from this weekend and I couldn't find any evidence from it for any teams playing against the Empire, because supposedly it's 5 seconds respawn delay if you are just going to watch out. If you skip the kill cam and you just see the clock counting down from 5 to 0, then you spawn in. But you got to remember that when you die, there's also a bit of a delay. You watch your body like flop to the floor, then you go into the respawn delay. So pretty much about 6 seconds was what I was counting. Someone would die, about 6 seconds later they would spawn back up again. With this glitch, supposedly that goes down. I heard bids talking about maybe it could even be going down to like 2.5 seconds or something like that. But mostly what I've heard is it's from 5 to 4 seconds. Well, this doesn't seem incredibly significant, but at the end of the day, a 1 second difference in Call of Duty is pretty significant, right? Like if your team needs help on B, you can spawn up 1 second quicker than the other team potentially can. You're going to be there an entire second quicker, which is many meters of distance in a Call of Duty game with how quick you move, especially in this game, especially if you're attack sprinting. You get over to that B flag quicker than the enemies can defend it. You get to the position to trade out your teammate quicker than you would be otherwise. 1 second difference over the course of a map with all your players doing it is a pretty significant difference. So obviously it's a pretty big deal, and Simp and Arsties like, yo, who's doing this? Maybe implying they don't really know exactly what's going on and how it's done. And as Damon replies, so go watch the DOMs from this past weekend, which one? Now, as I said, I had a look and I couldn't see any evidence of it. I was watching a lot of different players and it seemed like they were just dying and spawning up 6 seconds later, but maybe I was missing something and maybe it was some other matches and players that I wasn't looking at. But I was looking at who Clay and Empire played against, being OpTic Gaming Los Angeles, Huntsman, Seattle Surge. Couldn't see any particular evidence of it, but you guys might want to have a closer look, at those VODs back again, because I may certainly have missed something. And as Joe says here, this is what apparently it is. Apparently, I don't know how, there's a way to respawn after you die with no respawn delay, something to do with a kill cam. And this is an article I saw that I will leave links down below. Really interesting one, and I'll share this video on screen with you guys real quick. So I'll share the video first from Mini Tates on YouTube, and yeah, really cool for them to, put this together and see it in action. So, upon further inspection of Dallas Empire's Domination matches from CDL Chicago, it is unclear whether teams were using the Domination glitch. However, the rumour inside the CoD community is that the respawn delay is removed from watching the kill cam instead of skipping. From some in-game testing, you can see that it is about 1 second faster when watching the kill cam instead of skipping the kill cam. If this is the method that pros are using, they don't gain a massive advantage in the competition, but I would honestly say 1 second advantage is a very significant one, to be honest. However, there may be another method that completely removes any respawn delay. This would give them a major advantage and make the game unfair. I would argue it's unfair regardless, but yeah, thanks to the author of this for putting this together. So look, this is a really interesting situation if this is indeed the case. From what I was watching, it didn't seem like many players were using this, but at the end of the day, watching your kill cams is something which is really common in Call of Duty, regardless, and for good reason, right? Let's say you're playing Search and Destroy. you should always be watching your kill cams because it gives up useful information about what your opponents are doing. You may see them kill you and then just turn around and you get to see where their teammates' positioning is, where they're pushing towards. Sometimes in this game, I think you can even see the little blue dots above their teammates' heads when you're watching a kill cam, so you can find out which bomb site they're pushing and this kind of thing in Search and Destroy. In Search, you should always watch your kill cams. In Hardpoint, you shouldn't because the respawn delay is like 2.5 seconds. The kill cam lasts longer than that, right? But in Domination, as you can see from this video clip, it seems like when you watch kill cams, the kill cam is actually shorter than the respawn delay, and the game, somehow, Infinity Ward haven't figured out, supposedly, that, well, if this is indeed the case, when the kill cam finishes, the game doesn't know what to do. Even though there's 1 second of respawn to go, it's like, oh, respawn delay to go, it's like, oh, just shove him back in the action, I don't know what to do, the kill cam's finished. So that is supposedly what is going on here. Doesn't seem like, as I said, from the past weekend, doesn't seem like that many pro players are abusing this, but Clayster does say that, you know, teams have been using it against them, and in potentially scrims and all this kind of stuff as well. So, yeah, that is supposedly what's going on here. I'm intrigued to hear whether you guys think this is a massive advantage for the teams that are doing this, and exactly what we could do about it, right? Because at the end of the day, this may be a glitch, but can you really blame players for watching the kill cam? Are we going to have a gentleman's agreement in place where you have to skip kill cams, which maybe is fair enough, but at the same time, if you're playing CDL playlist or something, this really shouldn't be a thing that's in the game. The respawn delay should just be the same regardless, but is this something that's that easy to enforce, given it's not necessarily a glitch? You might be watching kill cam for whatever reason, right? And the thing is, you have to actively skip a kill cam. The glitch is, according to this, right, as far as I understand the way it's done, the glitch is done where you die, you set your controller down and don't touch it, and you've done the glitch, right? Which seems a strange glitch, you know? It's not like you have to do some elaborate button combination to skip the kill cam. If you literally don't skip the kill cam, don't press any buttons, you've done the glitch, right? Which is, okay, like, I don't really understand how exactly that's meant to be enforced, and, well, I'm intrigued to hear what your perspective is in the comment section below. And there's some discussion here on, like, who's responsible for this, like, you know, people trying to start a witch hunt, right, over which teams are doing this kind of stuff, and Dashy XZN here, yeah, it was Seattle, they might have actually done it. Karma says, you're an idiot for implying that they knew what they were doing, which, you know, and then Riven replies, so New York also played, could have been them. We don't do it, says Rev, and of course the coach right now for the New York Subliner squad. To be fair, that's going to be said by every CDL team, even the ones actually doing it, which also is a fair comment. Wanted to look real quick at Clayster's suggestion that they've been dominant in Domination, just to kind of have a look at how that went over the course of the season. They have 11 Domination wins out of the 19 games they've played so far this season, which is pretty decent, but when you narrow this down to this weekend, you know, the Dallas Empire won every single Domination they played on the weekend, so impressive stuff. Supposedly, if some of the players against them were using this respawn, you know, anti-respawn delay kind of glitch, as has been discussed, and the credit to all these stats goes to Cam Allen, link to the spreadsheet down in the description box below. What do you think the next step should be here? Because some people saying that the CDL should, well, enforce this. If people are like using this, there should be sanctions in place for, but you know, as I say, if you literally don't touch your controller, apparently you're doing the glitch, which makes me feel like it's really Infinity Ward's problem to fix rather than anything the players can do anything about. But gentleman's agreement it and say that, look, you just have to skip kill cams in Domination. That's like a rule, and if you're not doing it, I guess people can find out from the VODs and, you know, determine it based on timings and all that kind of stuff, which should be possible to do. So before we finish the video, just wanted to go through a couple more things that I saw this yesterday on Reddit, which was a screenshot from Seattle Surge versus the new OpTic Gaming Los Angeles team with Chino in the squad instead of Jacob. And what do you know, TJ and Slasher appear to have rage quit this scrim. So look, it's just not looking too good for the OpTic Gaming team right now. Some Petrograd Domination. I imagine they rage quit pretty much right at the end because it says match time 10-0-1, but still, maybe this team's chemistry isn't exactly fully fixed right now. Wanted to mention this as well from Draculag. I saw this really interesting few stats here on the Reddit, and you guys want to keep an eye on this user's profile. Some really interesting stuff coming out, talking about first blood conversion rate. Thought this was pretty interesting over here about death conversion rate, because we've seen a lot that Atlanta FaZe will send a BZ in flying. He will like just lose or win at the first gunfight every single time. He's pretty much always their first blood man, you know, for or against. And pretty much every single round that they, well, 50% of the rounds where they give up first bloods, they still end up pretty much winning the round, which is remarkably impressive. I guess that just means they're trading out a BZ quick, and when he does end up getting the first blood, they convert on a really high percentage, right? So they, they convert their first blood like 70 odd percent of the time. And Dallas on OGLA up here, pretty much almost at 90% conversion rate, but as Draculag says right here, OGLA, despite being effective at converting first bloods into round wins, have the lowest rate of obtaining first blood, therefore few opportunities to capitalize on their high first blood conversion rate. So some interesting stats. Also have this one which talks about slaying in a hardpoint, which I always find these kind of stuff really interesting here. So effectively it's a discussion of comparing the the net kills you get in a hardpoint and effectively plus minus compared to the points you've won by. So there's some series up here where you're winning by 170 points, outslaying by 50 kills, remarkable stuff. And then you've got these kind of groupings here where you're only outslaying by 20 or so kills, but you're beating them 250 to like 210. And then you've got low efficiency players down here where, you know, you're outslaying, for example, Paris outslayed Chicago by like 32 kills in this one, but they only win by like 30 points or so. And then you've got win for outslays. And the statistic that came along with this was that if you are getting outslayed by 10 or more kills, you are going to lose the map 98% of the time. Paris beating New York down here, minus 17 odd kills and still winning the map. So I always find this kind of stuff very interesting. Just to finish here, I wanted to talk about this really funny Reddit post that came out from Bids, of course on the Singularity squad that won the Chicago Challenges, also won the Dallas Challenges just before that. And if you guys remember way back in the day, we talked about how, well, only really a few months ago now, but we talked about how Chicago were putting on the line the opportunity to meet the pro players and get some 2 hours S&D, or not S&D, but gameplay analysis by Sender the coach if you were winning the Chicago Challenges. And I thought it was funny that we talked about at the time that felt somewhat condescending to the amateur players that effectively are as good as pros, at least as good as some of the pros, but just aren't in the league for whatever reason. Definitely think that applies to the Singularity squad right now. I think they would really run it up and mix it up against especially some of the lower tier professional teams right now. I think Singularity on their best day could probably beat the bottom 2-3 teams at least in the league. So yeah, I mean, regardless of that, Bid says, I won Chicago Challenges and I want to meet Scump, thanks. I just want to FaceTime the king, you feel me? But it's just interesting how things have changed right over the last few months, where we were talking about how it was somewhat condescending, I guess, to the amateur players to say, oh, congratulations, you get to meet the king, whereas at the end of the day, we can't do any of that right now. And as Bid is saying, maybe get him on FaceTime, that would be a good thing to do. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you are new as always. Thanks for watching, stay safe, I'll see you next time.